Good morning, Daryl. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Jim?
Great. Hey, Daryl Rogers is the CEO of Better Homes and Gardens Reliance partner. He started real estate in the year 2000 as an agent and an investor and a developer. And in 2005, he built his first brokerage. And in the ensuing 15 years, he built that up to 10 offices throughout Northern California with 450 agents. Better Homes and Gardens Reliance partner is now in the top 100 brokerages in the United States of America. So Daryl's always had a reputation for innovation and forward thinking, and I'm interested to know what you think, Daryl, about what's going on with this COVID-19, and let's start with, what is your company doing now? How are they operating?
Well, we've got offices from Sacramento all the way down into the East Bay area, and each office is actually handling it almost in their own way. There are some general rules of thumb, but as you're aware, each county and city is enacting their own rules. So we're kind of reacting as things happen. So a lot of it right now is just trying to figure out how to utilize virtual showings and how many of our agents and how many clients will actually purchase a home using virtual showings. There is the percentage that will still do it, but I don't think it's replacing the normal everyday showing, and I don't think it will. One thing that a virtual showing doesn't do is you can't tell what a house smells like. Can't tell what the neighborhood feels like. It's just different that way. So virtual showings will help, but I don't think they're going to replace everything.
How do you think things are going to play out now as we begin to relax the rules and move forward? I don't think things will ever be the same, would they?
I don't. I think anything, a lot of people compare this to the 9/11 thing where travel going to the airport was never the same again. And I think, there's going to be some things like that happen here. So I think in one sense, we're trying not to determine what it's going to look like because we just don't know. It's changing every day. And really just focus on the things we do know. We do know that people will still, regardless of the environment, people will still go through the normal life changes that require them to buy or sell a home, which means that home sales are still going to happen. I think the next thing are all the tools going to be in place to allow those home sales to happen in a normal time frame, in a normal manner? Because we know they're going to happen. It's just what's going to slow them down. Right now, the unknown and what we're seeing is the financial piece. Will people be able to afford homes, and do they have the money and the credit based on this financial crisis that's hitting everybody? And right now, you're seeing the short-term response is that credit scores or requirements are going up for a lot of loan programs, things like that. And so people are originally getting really scared, I think, at the sort of reactionary approach that the mortgage industry is taking. I don't think that's long-term. I think that that's just sort of a bounce-back thing, and that over time, the rules for getting a loan will start to level out again, and we'll start to have the money freed up again for people to be able to purchase homes.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think about prices? What are they, as a result of this, are we going to see some lower sales prices or higher sales prices? Or
we still do not have inventory in a lot of areas, and we still have a lot of pent-up buyer demand. So my belief is that in some sense, this could be, there could be a silver lining here, in that a lot of buyers are going to be out of the market because of job loss or things like that, which will lower the demand. But our inventory was still so phenomenally low that I don't think that there's enough buyers that could be kicked out of the market that would change the pricing structure. So from a supply and demand type of situation, I could see prices staying fairly steady. The unknown there is the financial piece. If credit becomes harder to get, and these buyers cannot get the loans, then that obviously is going to affect the home prices.
So, Daryl, there's 450 agents that work in your company, and every agent has his own story or her own story, I'm sure. But can you reflect on any of the things that are going on in these agents? They're independent contractors; they're not really employees.
Right.
So, how's that affecting the people?
It's interesting. I think that the next 4 weeks are really going to tell that story. And by no means do I want to minimize the effects that people have already felt. But at the same time, I do think real estate hasn't really hit or hasn't felt the monetary effect just yet. And the reason I say that is closings happen from, when the shutdown happened roughly the second week of March. Anybody that had deals in escrow, those closed those last 2 weeks of March. The problem was more deals didn't go into escrow. But I think we're going to see something much different, come May. That's when really the stuff's going to hit. We already know our predicted numbers for May are not pretty. And that's because of everything that hasn't gone into escrow in the last 2 to 3 weeks. But what has hit them is the social aspect. And there's, again, there's always good and bad with all of that. But
Right.
Number one, we're keeping in touch with agents. And I think it's personal and family things, right? There's a lot of agents we have who have seniors in high school who have, are just devastated. They've lost their graduations, their senior year of sports. They've lost just the fun rites of passage they get to do with their friends at school. So I think that's the way it's really affecting people. Agents are personable. They love people. And so, when I say, is there any silver lining? I think agents are realizing, if any agent ever thought of going virtual or going to a virtual company, I think this sort of shelter in place has definitely shaken them to their core and realized, oh my gosh, I would never want this to be my life all the time, where I'm constantly on Zoom meetings or I'm constantly doing everything over the phone or by computer. Agents want to get back in the office. They want to see the staff. They want to see each other. They want to hug each other. What we're hearing from agents is they want to see each other again. They want to get together again. There's a big camaraderie there. So,
Right. Well, that's great. So how about the Rogers household? How are things different for you guys now? What are your plans going forward?
again, good and bad. My wife and I had just gotten used to the empty nest because our kids are both in college and now they're both home. So they're definitely tired already of hearing us, getting them right back to helping us out with chores around the house. They were out on their own and now they've got to pitch in. Getting a ton of yard work done. Built a flower bed for my wife, fixed sprinkler systems, cleaned off the pool deck, and just a lot of.
I'm not going to let my wife hear this, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, staying very busy with that kind of stuff. And then there's good. We're eating together as a family, eating meals together, which is something we hadn't done in a long time because they were off and doing their own thing. And
well, thank you so much, Daryl. I really appreciate your insights and just hearing from you. I've always looked up to you as someone who has got his mind always working on what's going on next and how can you make a difference. I appreciate that very much.
Well, I appreciate you, Jim. Thank you so much for putting this together.
All right. Well, have a great day. Enjoy your family.
You too. Take care.
Bye.